Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. We're not here to take part, we're here to take over. Brendan Rodgers is defiance, and he's defiant that he is going absolutely nowhere. You heard it here first. Celtic are about to put out their video of this afternoon's media conference. I'm here to break the news and tell you exactly what's been said before Celtic get it out to you. Brendan Rodgers said it was clear what we needed. Let me just double check this. So Brendan Rodgers did say, let me just get the slide back up for WhatsApp. Brendan said it was clear that we needed, and we needed it early. These qualification games, summer 2025, was a critical window for us to get players in, saying Brendan Rodgers, and we weren't ready for it. Brendan Rodgers has admitted that the playing staff, the club, were not ready for the qualifiers. He then went on to say, this made me leave the last time. This time I won't. I 100% won't. I said 150% just a few weeks ago. I said it then, and I'm making this known now. I will not be walking away, said Brendan Rodgers. He said, I just felt empty after this transfer window, if I'm honest. He felt completely empty. A bit like a lot of the fans, a bit like a lot of us, that he felt completely empty. And then went on to say during the briefing against the media, to the Sun, the Celtic manager was asked about the newspaper reports, citing the feelings of high-ranking insiders within the club who are unhappy with him. Peter Lawwell, Mackay, Nicholson, that's the people that are unhappy with Brendan Rodgers. It's time for these people to walk out the door at Celtic Park and never show their face again. Rodgers said it was interesting when I was shown that. My honest take, I thought it was cowardly. It was a cowardly action from whoever it was. Was I surprised? Not really, says Brendan. He said, I was briefed upon the last time I was here. When I left, I know how it works. Now that I've come back and they've done this, I will not be leaving. Brendan Rodgers then went on to say, I'm glad that the window is shut. There's been a really good spirit within the team. There's been a lot of uncertainty and instability. We accept it. We could have been much better for us, but now it's behind us. It's my job as manager to pull everything together and to get us moving again. We have to respect, we have to accept and take responsibility that the window wasn't what we wanted. I believe we have talented players in the squad, and that's what it is. You cannot look back now, says Brendan Rodgers. He then went on to say, as Celtic manager, he was asked about Adam Idah after the striker completed his move to Swansea on deadline day. He said, Adam, who was a player who didn't ask to leave Celtic. No matter what the media say, no matter what it says online, Adam Idah did not want to leave Celtic. He says, around the same time, there were other possibilities that could have happened for us. We didn't want to lose him. It looked as if it might have been one in and one out, but it didn't work out for whatever reason. Kelechi, he said, is a robust and has a genuine talent. The Celtic boss was asked if he had sympathy for the Celtic fans who believe the club were scrambling in the last hours of the transfer window. He said, Brendan Rodgers, absolutely. We're all frustrated. You respect the fans of your club. This is why we love Celtic and the Celtic support. They keep us honest. They keep us driving, pushing. And the Celtic relationship with the fans, is the Celtic relationship with fans broken? Brendan Rodgers said, the club put out a statement. I'm not here to answer those questions because they are not mine. Over the coming weeks, it will become clear how that evolves. I'm not here to tell supporters how to feel. I know it. I feel it because I grew up with it. I know the demands that are here from the Celtic support. Supporters want to see the club develop, not just domestically. We have to be looking to perform better in Europe. Brendan Rodgers then went on to say the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. Get in there, Brendan! He says the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. After this summer, that is something the club will most definitely look at. My thoughts currently are purely on getting the team back to playing our identity again, says Brendan Rodgers this afternoon. He then was asked if Celtic need to change the way that they operate in the transfer window. Brendan says, I think the business model of the club is highly successful. We have to marry that in with football. It's not just an investment, timing of investment. It was clear what we needed. We needed it really early. We had these qualifications game in the summer of 2025. It was a critical window for us to get players in and be ready for these games, and we weren't. Brendan Rodgers then says, I'm speaking to Michael Nicholson right now. At this very moment, as this video is out live, he is in speaking to Michael Nicholson. I'd love to be on a fucking fly on the wall for that one. You prick. Fucking Jesus. That's how a lot of the fans would love it to go, wouldn't it? But Nicholson will be sitting with the company lawyer sitting next to him. Guaranteed it. On a personal note, Brendan says, I have a huge respect for Dermot. He's the big reason why I came back. Michael and Chris are good guys. And on Christmas Day, they're honest guys. We just have to make sure our football model is lined up, or we're going to be in this cycle every year, says Brendan Rodgers. With Celtic fans set to protest on Sunday, releasing an open letter signed by over 420 supporters groups, Rodgers was asked about the ill feeling between the fans and the PLC. Brendan Rodgers said, I understand the frustration, but I also know the quicker we can become one together, that's where the strength lies in Celtic. Everyone together, fighting for the one cause. That's the power of Celtic. That's when you're here not to take over, not to take part, but to completely take over. Everyone fighting for the one cause. That's the power of Celtic. I'm pretty sure the guys on our board won't want this either. I hope we can find a solution that it can get everyone together again. That was Brendan Rodgers this afternoon, which was interesting, to say the least. That's the information that I've been given so far from the press conference this afternoon. Brendan's press is not up on YouTube yet. No, it's not as yet. This is information that came straight from the press conference. I was texted about an hour ago. It's all the information that I have as yet. We will get the full version of it by Celtic once they released it. They released Callum McGregor's one about an hour ago. They generally do Brendan's about an hour later. Like I said, I got this information sent through an hour ago. I've been busy. I would have jumped on earlier. But that's the information that was given directly from the media conference this afternoon. Just saying. And when it all comes out, you can say thanks, Baz. I think that Brendan Rodgers, knowing that the board have not acted in the best interest in the club, Brendan Rodgers saying, look, the questions for the board, they're not for me to answer. And they're not. And Brendan Rodgers knows that. He knows how to play the game. And he knows that these people at the club, there are people within the hierarchy of Celtic Football Club that do not want Brendan there. And that's disappointing. Fair enough, there are people within the fan base that do not want Brendan there. But who do you bring in? We need to steady the ship. They're trying to force Brendan Rodgers out. And Brendan Rodgers is going nowhere. And for me, there'll be nothing better than the fans backing Brendan Rodgers, the fans backing the team. And I tell you one thing, let the fucking board know exactly how you feel on Sunday, lads. Because there's one thing. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, that is your Celtic news. Celtic will come out with the whole lot of it. That's the information that I've come out with from the press conference this afternoon. On that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world, and fuck the board.